I could have everybody's attention here in the media center. We are now joined by Carl Edwards, driver of the number 19 Sport Clips Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. And Carl, you spent a lot of time here recently up in Boston. Could you just explain what you were doing and your experience here? You actually got a long tradition here in New England.
Yeah, so had a really good time coming up to Boston, hanging out with a lot of you guys, especially the Speedway Illustrated folks and everyone from the Speedway. Got to go tour the USS Constitution, which was really neat. They gave me a book all about what it was like for the average sailor on that ship, and that was I've been reading that. I've been really enjoying that. And now we're here at the racetrack, and it's one of the tougher racetracks on the schedule. It's a very precise racetrack. Today was a battle for us in practice, and we figured a couple of things out, and I feel really good about it. So we'll go to qualifying now, and hopefully we can keep the streak going in qualifying. We've been good here for the last year.
Pretty darn good. We'll open the questions. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll start with Mark and work our way around.
Mark Garrow, PRN. Carl, obviously big news. Dale Jr.'s out of the car. Your reaction to that, and the ability now for drivers to sit out a race or 2 or 8 and still be able to accomplish some season-ending goals.
I don't know any details about it, but I can say first thing, my thoughts are with Dale. For him to step out of the race car, it must be something serious. So I hope he recovers quickly. And second, I have a lot of respect for him for making the decision. I can't imagine how tough that decision would be. But yeah, I guess right now with the format, you do have the opportunity to take care of yourself, do what you think is right, and still have a shot at the championship.
Let's go to Rich next.
Hi, Kyle. Rich Thompson, Boston Herald. You're 18 races into the season with Dave. How's that going?
Dave's the man. I mean, he's unreal. I'm really enjoying Dave Rogers, his father. Dave is here today, and I enjoy hanging out with him. I got the chance to come up this way in the winter and ride snowmobiles with the LeCaires and all of them, and we've been having a blast. So I've really enjoyed it. Dave told me, he said, I know Kansas is a big deal for you. That's your home track, and you want to win it. He said, but New Hampshire is a big deal to me. So he wants to win this race. He's engaged.
We'll go to Lewis and then the Fluto.
Louis Frank of Reuters.
What's up, man?
I don't think I've asked you this in a while. How is driving over the seams here? How can you explain?
Oh, man. It was treacherous this morning. With the modified rubber, you go out there in the morning, and the lane is very narrow where you have grip. And if you get out of the lane, I start having all these flashbacks to times I've run into the fence here when I've slid up and got out of the groove. And you get up there in the slick rubber and the marbles, or you axle hop. So it's very touchy, but you can use those seams and the different banking levels all around the racetrack. You can use them to kind of tune your car on the fly, and it doesn't always make you faster, but at least you feel like you're doing something. It gives you something to do in there, and feel like you can work at it. But this is like I said to begin with, it's a technical racetrack. It's very tough. The way you drive around the corners and your inputs make a huge difference on lap time, and that seems a part of that. Thank you.
Thanks, Fluto. Back there.
Hi, Carl. Fluto Shinzawa, Boston Globe. All you drivers were dealing with a bunch of variables last week in Kentucky with the downforce and tires and the groove. Yeah. What has the transition been like for you coming here off of that? Just the difference maybe within the car from last week to this week?
There's a lot more comfort coming here than Kentucky last week, just because this track, as difficult as it is, it's still relatively, it's a known entity. You come here and you know what to expect. Last week was driving to the racetrack. I thought, man, I have no clue how this is going to drive. I don't think anyone did. So a little more comfort coming here. It feels like we're back in the groove.
Go back there. To your right.
Drew Bonner from the Concord Monitor. Carl, just a lot more consistency and high finishes from you at this point this year versus where you were at this point last year. Are you just feeling more comfortable with the operation this time around in the second year, and can you just elaborate on that?
I think a couple of factors. The beginning of last year, I didn't expect the change over to JGR to be. I didn't expect it to. It was a bigger deal than I expected. I think I tried a little too hard to begin with. I made some moves and some mistakes that I haven't made for a long time. But once I settled in, I felt like, I feel like I'm doing a better job now. But I also feel like, I'm riding the wave that is JGR. These guys, they've been working a long time to get to this point. I feel like the lucky recipient of all of that hard work. And right now, you can just look at the scoreboard every week and the speed charts. Our Toyotas are really fast. And, I can't point to one thing. I think overall it's just TRD, JGR, all the folks that do all this, and us teammates working together that gives us those results.
Mark?
Carl, can you talk a little bit about next week at Indy? Just how big a race is that for a team to win? We've been going there a while, but is it still one of the biggies?
I can tell you Indy's big enough. I remember my second place finish very clearly. That one sticks with me. So it's a big deal. I went to Indianapolis the first time with Hendrick Motorsports and Ken Schrader. I was working at a shop during the summer, and they let me ride in Kenny's ARCA hauler with one of the 25 cars. Got to ride in the hauler, to the track, hang around, polish wheels in the garage, and just being at Indy was the coolest thing ever. In the morning, one of the yellow shirts let me go out first thing and stand on the front straightaway, and I actually have a Polaroid picture of that. And so to go there and to drive is spectacular. To win would be unbelievable.
And we'll wrap it up here up front with Lewis.
Carl, what is your understanding of the rule of entering the pits and speeding up to go into your pit box?
I have no clue. And I haven't seen any of the replays or any of that. So what did he do? What did Martin do?
Martin overtook the race leader at the time. Now I forget.
Okay.
I forget who. Harvick, and on the left.
Okay.
The rule is once you enter the pit lane, you hit the speed, you hit the timing light, you can go into your pits as long as you're under the speed limit. And he passed Harvick on
Did
the
they
left.
come on to pit road in line though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go watch it.
Okay.
I need to watch it because obviously it's something that could affect your race. So knowing that would be important.
Carl, good luck this
Okay.
weekend. Thanks for joining
Thanks.
us.
Is
today.
Adam Sandler coming this weekend at all? Do you know?
I don't know, but he's right there on the wall.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if he'd been around. I'd seen there'd been an injury here. Maybe some security had to
Yeah.
fight somebody off or something.
Yeah.
So, okay. We're not sure.
Yeah,
All right.
you
All right.
bet.